Hi, welcome. My name is Kathleen Carr, and welcome to Opening Act for All Freestyle Friday. You have found us here either on YouTube or Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, I invite you to take a quick moment and share this live broadcast to your feed. And if you are watching us on YouTube, please click subscribe. Opening Act for All has new content weekly. We have new videos on Wednesday, and we have these really great live events every Friday at 4. So we want to make sure you don't miss anything. Opening Act for All is free arts education for anyone, anywhere. And today we are thrilled to be featuring Center Yourself, Make Some Art. So I am going to pass it off to the incredible artists that we have who are facilitating today's event. I'm turning it over now. Please welcome Benjamin Lundberg Torres Sanchez and Ian Reynoso.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Ben or Benjamin. I use they, them pronouns. I am a light-skinned person with dark hair and a bun with translucent earrings and a black hoodie dress sitting in my art studio here in Brooklyn, New York, also known as Lenapehoking. And I am so excited to share this time with y'all. Visual art, in addition to performing arts, is a huge source of grounding, inspiration, and just support to my life. I couldn't live without it, and definitely relying on it in this moment right now. I'm gonna hand it over to Ian.
Hi, thank you, Ben. So I'm Ian Reynoso. I go by him, he, his, and I especially like digital art. I think that it's an interesting way, like you can change the world, and also you can create your own world and stay out of the routine.
Yeah, I love that, Ian. I'm always thinking about how, as any kind of artist performing our visual, what is our responsibility for shaping and sculpting the reality that we experience and that people experience around us. And I think that's such a huge reason why we're here. All summer, we witnessed civil unrest because of police brutality. We're in the midst of a hotly contested election where the stakes are incredibly high. And on top of it all, we've been in the midst of pandemic for months. And so we know that there's a lot that people are processing on many fronts and on many levels, personally and in community. And so today is time to be expressive, whether or not you feel you are a visual artist, to just improvise, jam, freestyle with us this afternoon as a way of processing. Ian, do you have anything that you want to add, folks, before we introduce a really exciting tool that everyone can use at home?
So I just want to say that be inspired. If you don't have anything to rely on, you just can doodle, you just can do triangles or whatever thing that comes to mind, because that's pretty much it. So you just gotta let it live.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're also excited if you're using the chat function at home and you want to inspire us and the other artists at home, you can throw prompts or creative suggestions in the chat that build off of this idea that we're playing in today of centering ourselves or finding a center. And so now I'm going to ask Kathleen to share a screen on a tool that some of you might be familiar with that you can find in your Google suite if you use Google for email and other things. It's in Google Drive and it's called Jamboard. So what you're looking at right now is a mostly white screen with yellow text that says "Center Yourself, Make Some Art" at the top. You'll notice on the left-hand side, there's a toolbar that's in a very long oval. And it has some basic tools that you're probably familiar with from lots of other apps. At the top, there's a pen tool that has 6 different colors that you can use to mark on the page. Below that is an eraser. Really important tool to use because you'll notice too in the upper left-hand corner, there's a back button. We don't want to press back since many people will be possibly jamming in the Jamboard all at once, and you don't want to undo something that a friend is working on. So use the eraser. If you need to pick up or click or drag something, below that eraser is a cursor or an arrow. Works just as your arrow does on your computer or on your device. Below that is a sticky note, which you can make a few different colors, including no color if you want to type something out. Below that is a black box with two little mountains in the icon that you can pull imagery from the internet. So a Google search, for instance, Google Images or any images that might be on your device. This is one of my favorite tools. Oh wait, actually Circle Tool might be new to me. I'm gonna have to check that out later. So I'm gonna go on down to the next one, which is a different kind of text box. So if you want to do something other than a sticky note, you can throw some text and type in there, as I did in the top, to write "center yourself, make some art." And below that is one of my favorite tools, which is like a laser pointer. And I always use this if I want to imagine making a mark, but I'm not yet sure that I want to put a mark on the page. So you can click and drag that across the screen, and you will see kind of almost like a light go across, and it fade away. Thank you so much for the demo, Kathleen. And so like this is available to you. We're gonna put the link in the chat. So if you don't have pen or paper or art supplies at home in front of you and you'd rather doodle online, this is available. And we're gonna be really excited to return to this Jamboard at the end of the broadcast and see what, if anything, has been placed there. But for now, we'll go back to our faces. And just begin a little bit of a creative meditation. And so we're thinking about the idea of centering ourselves, or the center. So Ian and I are going to offer you all at home different creative suggestions that you can take or leave. If you are already full to the brim with things that you want to get down on the page, now is the time to begin. But if you're unsure, we'll be offering things throughout this time for you to draw and also imagine. So the first thing that I want to offer everyone, maybe we can take a collective deep breath, right? Like that was a lot of information coming at you. So I'll invite everybody to just take a breath. And release. And maybe even that sensation gave you a sense of where your center is today. So as you maybe take another deep breath in, I want to invite everybody at home to think about, where is my center living in my body? Is it deep in the pit of my stomach? Is it floating up in my head? Is it above me in my inspiration and my third eye? Is it somehow like right next to me, kind of out of my body in a weird way? But I want you to think about, where is your center? The shape of it, maybe, the color of it, maybe, the energy of it. Is it really anxious and elevated and coming out in a shaky kind of line? Is it solid? Is it just a single point? And I want to invite you to just begin by putting something down on your page that represents your center. And just like when we're acting through improv, I think maybe Ian and I are going to challenge ourselves to flow back and forth between each other with different suggestions. So Ian, that's mine. What do you want to say to build off of that? And I'm going to make a mark on my page. Wow.
So I just want to say that people, if you want to like make art, I suggest that don't be rigid to it. So be with the flow, be relaxed. And if you want to try to put some music into the background so you can get inspired, you can also think in many particular lines and go follow with it, go continue. You can create some stuff based on your imagination and some stuff that you do. That's pretty much it. You can see Ben as he do like a little spiral, and he's trying to make some art with it. He's connecting the dots.
Exactly. Oh, we're so excited to have another guest here, Malia, who is also teaches with us at Opening Act, coming in the scene. Malia is
Hi.
another visual artist. Malia, we just started kind of jamming in space, and we introduced ourselves with names, pronouns, like where we are and like what art is meaning to us right now. So I'd love to invite you
Yeah.
to share.
Hello, everyone. My name is Malia. She, her, hers pronouns. I am a visual artist as well as a fashion designer. And I love to create things. I love to DIY things a lot. So I do a lot of thrifting and remaking of clothes. Art for me, art for me is just a space to be yourself, be your truest self, to express your emotions, your state of mind, just overall how you feel. It's a great way for me to just say whatever I want to say on a canvas or on paper or with fabric. Things that I might not necessarily say with words, Yeah, so that's what art is for me. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you so much, Malia. So the prompt that we gave everybody to start is to just put something down on the page that represents your center right now, both where it's located, the shape of it, the feeling. As Ian said, like I put down a spiral, but my energy is feeling a little spiky, a little thorny right now. So, I picked the soft shape, but also something that feels a little prickly. I'm feeling a little prickly right now. And also, if you're not somebody who likes to draw, maybe there are some objects in your space too that you can play with. We love just making relationships between things, right? So if you're not putting something down on a page, maybe you're playing something out on your table with objects.
I have an earring here with me that I'm going to use to draw my center. I'm feeling a circular center with just an entry point somewhere to allow, I don't know, I think to just allow all the love to flow into my circle is how I'm feeling today. So that's how I'm going to start.
Incredible.
In my case, I'm actually doing the board. Yes, I'm doing a flower because I don't know, my center today is kind of liberal, kind of living vibe. You can join me as well if you want.
Yeah.
So I started
give you a flowery center.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I love that, Ian.
Thank you.
I started making a second mark on my page, thinking about something that makes me happy or brings me joy right now. Again, my impulse is being led by some stuff I need right now. And so I want you to really think about your desire and what it is that feels easy to do, It's not always easy to be creative. So take pressure off of yourself, lead from what's easy. So for me right now, I want to draw something that brings me joy. I just went on a walk. It's unusually warm today in Brooklyn, and I wasn't enjoying the sun. So I'm going to write something down on my page that represents the sunshine to me right now. So draw to your heart's content whatever you want. But if you're looking for a prompt, maybe try writing something down on the page that feels easy and brings you joy. And Malia, before you came on, Ian and I were just talking about maybe challenging ourselves to flow just back and forth, the three of us, offering different kinds of prompts like this and building on it just like we would in improv.
It would be a great prompt to just check in with how you feel before you go into creating your mind sort of in the space to connect with the rest of your body, if you know what I mean. Just check in with yourself really quick. And then just get going. Don't think about it too hard, because that's when you start staring at a blank page or canvas or screen for hours and nothing ever gets done. And then you feel bad that you didn't get anything done. So no pressure, but just check in before you start.
Yeah, I love that, Molly. All of us as performing artists, we know how important the body is. So yeah, check in with your body, and if you find something there that's interesting or unusual,
breath is life.
Yeah, mark it down on the page. I love that prompt, Malia. Like, what does your breath look like and feel like now, these days, this week? And I'm also seeing some really cool and interesting things on the Jamboard. I'm so excited to share that later. Yeah, what's my breath like?
Ooh. I am trying to connect Jamboard. This might take a little bit. You just start losing stuff in your creating space. That's me right now. I'm losing my eraser.
I suggest also you can be free to draw. Instead of what you feel, you can also draw what you see, actually. What is in your room right now, what is in your space. You can try to put your feelings down there. How do you feel? Like, what is your family like? What is your food make you feel? And,
I love that, Ian. Yeah, we can draw inspiration from anywhere around us, right? So we've talked about scanning our body for feelings. We're thinking about what's in our environment that we can be inspired by. Your thoughts are also something that you can be inspired by. Or your imagination in taking this completely out of the realm of your own experience and going somewhere very far away. But I love this.
Oh, I'm seeing some cool stuff here on board.
Yeah, there's great stuff. Ian, when you said, what do you see? I saw this small cactus that I have in this room.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Also feeling prickly.
Full of life, full of joy.
And I just want to call out some of the really cool stuff that I see in the Jamboard, which are flowers. I see an eye. I see people. And if you're someone who likes to have their very own space and are using Jamboard, up in the top on the center, where it says it has two boxes overlapping each other, and a 1 and an 8, you can scroll over to other blank pages if you want to draw in your own space. Great.
Feel free to do whatever you feel comfortable doing, whatever your mind tells you to do, whatever you feel.
I don't know about you all, but I love to have a little bit of music while I do my thing. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
If anybody else is into that. Sometimes I get real. Sometimes I throw it back real back and I go to some old school reggae music and stuff. It's really good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. Okay.
Yeah, we're jealous of your ability to play music at home.
So I started finger painting these.
Before you play music. Sorry, Malia, I didn't mean to talk over you. Can you say again?
No, that's okay. And I was just saying that I started working on this piece, and I just thought that it might be a good idea to finish it today. Um, that was my first thought. I used my hands, my fingers to paint this backdrop and these little backdrops here. And if you zoom in, I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but if you zoom in kind of close, you can see there's like a face in the back that I thought was really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some paint on it to highlight it more. It was a little too blended in, so I'm just going to add more like pop of color paint so you can see it a little more.
I love that, Malia. Bringing in like the sensation of touch, right? Our senses, our five senses are so important to art making in any form. I love you're talking about using your hands and really feeling the paint.
Yes, it's very soothing for me. Because the text it's more of a texture thing too. It's a smooth, like creamy texture from the paint, like being rubbed against the smooth but also still very, very textured canvas. So it's very soothing to just rub across with my hands sometimes. It helps me calm down a little bit.
Yeah, and y'all at home, if you are thinking about your drawing using one sense, like Ian said, what you see, or Molly is talking about what you can feel and touch, what happens if you switch senses midway? Ian gave me, what do you see? And I saw this cactus here in my room. But when Malia was bringing in touch, it made me think about what if I was touching the spines of the cactus, which led me to add these little droplets in here. Maybe like getting a finger pricked.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, Ben.
Thank you, Malia. Ian, I'm curious, since Malia is speaking a little bit about her recent inspirations in art making. Is there something that's inspiring you these days to create?
So actually, I'm kind of randomly inspired by things. Could be music, could be environment, could be climate change. So depending of what I see, what I feel, and what I hear, that's depending of my art is gonna be. So I guess that now I'm feeling, well, right now at this particular moment, I feel inspired by all the people like join us, like trying to make some art, like like they are supporting us.
Yeah, that's something
I like that, Ian.
Yeah, community. Malia, can you tell us more about what you're painting?
Yeah, being influenced by environment. So I'm trying to highlight the face feature underneath all these colors. Just so I'm trying to give it a little bit of hair. When I first started, I was always drawing like this fro girl. I call her fro girl. So it would always look like something like a face with like just a short neck and then like this big afro, kind of like that. I don't know if you can see.
I do see it. Malia, do you consider Pro Girl a character in your art world?
Yes. So when I first started drawing and painting, like this would be the thing I'd always draw, like reoccurring. And eventually it became this sort of like reflection of myself and like how I saw myself. So it was like Fro Girl was just this beautiful Black girl who had big, beautiful natural hair and didn't care, you know? Yeah, at the time I was also having a really rough time with my hair, like wanting to cut it off and and going bald for a while and not knowing how to maintain it. So it was always like this little character that would kept me going with the encouragement of self-love.
I think that's a really beautiful idea. And
So
like
this
you
is
as
just
well-
the
sorry.
thing I'm drawing out now is just a little. Oh no, I was just saying what I'm trying to paint over now is just a very big painting of Fro Girl underneath, just a newer version of her.
Okay, so as I was saying, like there's many people like you as well, like having trouble with their hair, and also they kind of love it, so they don't know actually what they have or how to like control it. But by making some art of it, they can see that her hair is actually beautiful.
Yeah, art is so amazing for being able to see ourselves, right? And so if you're looking for more inspiration right now, I love
it can be anything.
Malia is bringing in
It can be a space to see yourself.
Yeah, I love that. And if you're looking for another place to go in your drawing or your doodle or your jam right now, think about, where am I in what I'm drawing? Am I looking? Am I the observer? Am I in the piece itself? Where do I come in? Or like I could say, I am the cactus. You can choose to be something that you've already created, but know that that's you now. I appreciate the comments coming in from YouTube. We got your back, hopefully, too. Thank you for showing us some love here today, spending time with us. It's incredible how this time flies.
Yeah.
I want to say again, there's some like really
very
beautiful
much so
imagery in the jam.
I think that when you are inspired, it's get better than illusion because you get track of it, you lose track of it. I'm really enjoy it by
kind of like
looking some art with the board.
So now I'm going to take my brush, a small brush, really, find the perfect one, and just outline her a little bit with some black.
I'm really enjoying also how to pick up another like board to continue with his art. He goes with the flow. And also Malia is making a different type of art that is painting. She's painting with the fingers and now she picked up a brush. So, and also there are some other people that are in the board right now. So this is playing actually three type of art. So you can be doing digital art into your computer, into your iPad, into your tablet, or even you can pick out a paper on a market. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many materials we can use. I'm technically using paint too, but it's in a pen. Malia's painting with hands and brush. And Malia, I love that you said outlining too. We had a little bit of a mind meld because I started to emphasize something in my drawing through outlining. So yeah, think about like, what do you want to make bigger, more emphasized in your work? What do you want to pull back? What do you want to shout? What do you want to whisper, you know? Oh yeah, and I'm seeing people are using their tablets at home too. That's really cool way to engage with the board.
I want to remind that also in the board there are more pages. If you want to like, feel free to join that too, or you want to have some privacy. Because I see that the first page is people are feeling that.
And if there's something that you who are commenting at home want to offer is coming to your own inspiration that you think might be great for others, definitely comment to us. We'll speak it out loud to everyone if you have a creative suggestion for all of us who are working across this distance.
You know, I think sometimes we don't think that we could also paint on clothes, which I think is pretty good. That's been something I've also been really getting more into, is painting on fabric. All you need to do really is just get liquid text. This thing right here, you can get it from like any art supply store, and just mix a little bit of this with your regular acrylic paint, whatever regular paint you have at home, a little of this, a little of that, and boom, you got fabric paint.
Malia,
you can paint on clothes.
Can you say again what the other
And
supply?
it's super fun.
The supply besides the acrylic paint, what is it?
Liquid text.
Liquid text.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
what I've
love
been
to
using
combine
now.
material.
Show you. Mine, we collabed on this one together, and we painted this jacket. We painted this jacket, the back of it, into like little doodles and stuff. Then I went and painted the front. Show ya. I went and painted in the front, like a camera with the reel, like so it's like a little Polaroid, and this is the film that comes out. And it's like different things on each side.
That's beautiful, Malia.
And then the back. My friend did the back. My friend did the back, and I did the front, but this is something we've been working on recently.
That's awesome.
So yeah, painting on fabric is super easy and it's super fun, and I think you all should try it.
Yeah, building up what Malia is saying, you can paint, I mean, as long as it's yours.
How's my connection?
Try painting on anything. I tried painting just on scrap wood that I found around a place where I lived. And I painted on this piece of wood.
Ooh.
But you know, you
That's
can
pretty
paint on
cool.
canvas. You can't, you know, I don't have canvas right now, so I painted on this piece of wood. You can also paint on paper. There's so many surfaces.
And it works.
If it's your wall to paint on your wall.
Yeah.
If it's your wall.
Only if.
And if you've put a bunch of different doodles down on the page based on prompts or your mind wandering, I want to invite you to think about, like, how are all of these things connected? How can I place these things into relationship? When we're doing improv through acting, we're always thinking about, where is this happening, the location. We're thinking about who's there and what are their relationships to each other and what else is in the space, and also what are they doing together. I think what are you doing, or what are the things or people or even colors and shapes in your work, what do they do together, can be such an amazing prompt as well. I see on the Jamboard people are painting characters, people, landscape, abstract expressions, very realistic things, cartoonish things, dreamlike things. So many different impulses there. It's really beautiful to see. Malia, oh, we just lost her. I was going to ask Malia where the person in her painting is. But maybe Ian, what have you been working on? I'm curious.
So actually, I was in the board. I was painting like certain flowers, and then I kind of added like a heart into it. So that's pretty much it. And also, I tried to work in page 3. I make a little quick character design. That's how I've been working my time, spending my time.
Malia, we wanted to ask you, is the person you're painting, do you know where they are?
Yeah. Well, this weird cartoon. World.
I think Malia. Oh, okay.
I think maybe Malia froze for a second. Something I just felt inspired by looking in the Jamboard was seeing people writing in there as well. The use of words along with images. So I was inspired to add to my page the words, "It doesn't exist."
I really like how people are kind of drawing in kind of every page. They're getting inspired. They are drawing birds, landscape, characters, eyes. Enjoy. I think we just lost Malia.
Yeah. Hopefully Malia will come back on. It's so great to see somebody painting. I didn't know that we were going to have that gift today. That's really, really cool to see. And I want to just also shout out the people drawing on the Jamboard. It's super cool to see the collective work that people are doing together. I think visual arts, and Ian, you tell me what you think, but before I started doing visual art, I worried that it was going to feel lonely, that I was going to feel like I only am working by myself. But it's cool to hear about how Malia has found places for collaboration in her practice. Like, I always was worried that visual art was going to feel super lonely. So it's cool to see people collaborating.
Since I was young, I really enjoy visual art, every kind of it. So I'm kind of trying to do it by myself, and I self-teach myself. I self-taught myself, and I really enjoy it.
So for you, Ian, it doesn't bother you.
So I'm back, y'all.
Yeah.
I had to go fix my Wi-Fi. It was being different today, of all days. But I was saying that I feel like she lives in this world of shapes and animation. That's just how I felt. And I agree with you, Ben. It's always great to collaborate. You should always want to collaborate, but always with the right people.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing that it took me a while to realize is that, yeah, we collaborate also just with the people that are looking at what we're doing and witnessing, right? Being witnessed and being seen come up a couple of times today. It's so important. So we appreciate that y'all are spending time with us, witnessing our creative practice, and we get to witness you in the Jamboard as well. Yeah, I think actually, Ian, I love that you brought up that you're self-taught, because I think all three of us are. Is that true? Self-taught visual artists?
Yeah.
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 I think
I am. I never went to school. I took an art class one semester in college, but that was it.
Yeah. And I think like we're all artists who are inspired by different kinds of art, right? So performance, visual art. Yeah. And if you are also a self-taught artist, we'd love to hear it in the chat. And also something I totally forgot to ask, but I'm super curious is like if you have a moment to put your pen down and tell us where you're watching us from today, we'd love to see it in the comments. I think all of us are in Brooklyn. Is that true?
I'm in Queens.
Oh, Brooklyn and Queens. Pardon?
The Bronx.
Oh, Brooklyn, Queens, and Bronx. Sorry, I completely was just wrong. I love that we're representing 3 boroughs here.
I see people commenting in the Bronx.
Bronx.
So more in page 1, in page 2, in page 3.
Yeah. So
even in page 4.
So many. Yeah, and actually, since we've been saying it, Kathleen, I'd love maybe if we could take a look at what's going on the Jamboard now. We've been working together for a good 45 minutes. We'd love to share the screen. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Those are so pretty. I love the little tree. Is that a castle of some sort? But I love the little tree with the covering over it.
Ooh, Malia, this is a great example of like art meaning different things to different people. I thought it was a tree on fire, like maybe a tree of knowledge.
Ooh, I could see that too. I can see that. I think that's dope. And is that somebody on is that a little stick figure on a UFO? Is that a spaceship?
One thing I'm just so excited about is it could be anything, right?
Something I really enjoy also about their art is like messages are really different for different people.
Yeah.
That's true. What things represent, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit out of our control, right? What people find in our art, but it's also a great surprise. I love when that happens. And in improv too, we're always looking for the first unusual thing that comes up between you and somebody else acting. And I love when that happens with an audience with visual art. I want to shout out another self-taught artist,
Naila.
Yeah, Naila, saying I was able to find out what was for me, and then rather than being put in the mold of what others thought I should do. That's right. Art, all creative practice is such an incredible space for that. But sometimes it's hard in acting, right? Because we get placed in roles.
Typecast, yeah.
Yep.
So easy to get typecast in acting.
Definitely. Seeing other self-taught artists, yeah, just when you have the impulse to pick up a pen and draw, and you just practice, like, that's... Yeah, I'm seeing another elaboration, whatever comes into your mind, like trying to draw it as best as you can. I think like that's so much what we strive for in doing improv and in visual art. It's like, I'm envious of you that you can do that and like really feel free to put down what comes to your mind. Sometimes I get afraid and worried it's not going to come out right, and so I don't try.
Kathleen, could you please pass it on to page 2 so we can see, we can share some other art? Thank you.
Ooh, some stuff I haven't even seen yet. Y'all, this is awesome. I feel inspired looking. And I'm loving seeing the different styles, right? Bold lines.
Yeah, the different
types. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
So much different use of shape. I can see so many different shapes in this one bird. Look at the circle, an oval, triangles. That's like the letter V or U, one might say. Yeah. Like semicircles in there too. The use of line work. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing.
I feel very fortunate to have been able to be inspired by our audience. You know, you never know when we come online and shout into the void what will happen. Oh, seeing very topical stuff, right? A little can of Lysol.
Yeah. I guess you love it.
Or it's like, you know, they say write and create what you know, right?
Yeah.
What's relevant to you right now.
Yeah, create what you see also.
Today, the creative practice might start with a can of Lysol. Yeah, or Ian's prompt, write what you see, or draw what you see. Awesome, y'all. I feel like we could go for a super long time together. But I believe we're coming to a close, so I just want to say just like a lot of love and appreciation to everybody who came. I'm really excited and happy to have been able to see you both, Malia and Ian, and our host and MC, Kathleen, as well.
Yeah, I'm really grateful to be here.
This is a very relaxing space. I had a good time. I'm calm. I'm so calm right now.
Yeah.
I feel like nothing can ruin my day after this.
It's true. Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep working after this. So I encourage everybody at home, please. Yeah, we can do it again. Please continue. We're going to archive the Jamboard by making a copy of it, so it doesn't accidentally get erased. But feel free to use that tool at home. You can make your own board, just like creating a new Google document or a sheet, if you are familiar.
It was amazing to have you all here here today. We should definitely do this again. And like Ben said, yeah, keep creating. Stay in it after this phone call, after this broadcast. Stay in it, stay with it, and see what happens when you're finished.
Definitely. And for more just interactive arts experiences, please follow Opening Act for All on our YouTube page, on Instagram. It's down at the bottom of the screen at Opening Act for All. There is video content that you can watch at any time. There are these live broadcasts. New videos drop every Wednesday on YouTube and on Instagram, so check that out. And of course, join us for live broadcasts. There's so many talented, exciting artists in the extended network of Opening Acts, folks who teach for us, people who are friends and supporters of the organization. We all have a deep love for improv and theater, but of course are creative in so many different ways.
I'm really grateful for everybody that came, everybody that shared his art with us.
Time, y'all? Are we?
I think so.
I don't
yeah.
go.
I know. I don't want to go either. There's not a good way to say goodbye. It's a very, very bittersweet. So, but I think.
Did we just exit out then?
Yeah, I think maybe to close it out, just like let's give ourselves a moment, right? Invite people to take a breath again together. And also, like, I'm already seeing it in the chat. I'm happy that folks are happy to be here and that this feels like some time well spent. But if there's some other words or feedback that you have for us or towards the experience, love you want to share, please drop it in the chat. We'd love to see it. All right, folks, I think that's it. So I just want to say again, like, thank you, Ian and Malia, for spending time together today. It's great to see your faces and your art.
You're welcome, Ben. It was great seeing you all here too as well.
Okay.
Have a good one, y'all.
Bye.
Take care. Keep making art.
Yeah, keep being creative. It's a great way to ground yourself. And we'll see you soon.